up, YouTube? This is Brandon from B-Town Doors, and we are continuing with the month of April being Do-It-Yourself month. And today I'm going to teach you how to not only mount the sight to your bow, but also do a second and third axis adjustment. So even though second and third axis is pretty new to me, I'm still going to teach you how to do it, how to adjust your bow for that, and make it so you can shoot a lot tighter groups. So this is my Trophy Ridge React Pro. This is actually my second React. I did have the original React on my bow first, and I loved it. It was hands down the best sight I've ever owned. But there was a few issues I had with it, and every issue I had with that first Trophy Ridge sight, this thing fixes it. The first issue I had with it, it was made out of plastic, and I had an issue with cracking. However, Trophy Ridge was awesome. Their customer service was awesome. They sent me a brand new part within a week. So that's kind of the reason I went with Trophy Ridge again, just because their customer service is amazing. So this is actually made out of aluminum, so it's a lot stronger frame. So the second issue I had with the original React was the micro adjusting. The other one kind of just, it wasn't very smooth, and it was a little bit clunky, it kind of felt. But this one has the micro click. I don't know if I get close to the microphone if you can hear that clicking, but that's going to give you a lot more accurate reading. So just a couple things that I didn't like on the original React. The React Pro definitely changes that, so I guarantee you I'm going to love this sight. When I get my bow all set up and been shooting it for a couple weeks, then I'll do a more in-depth review about every accessory or product that's on my bow. So I'm not really going to go into too much detail, and I can't really review this thing yet because I haven't shot with it. So let's go ahead and mount this thing. So anytime I mount anything to my riser, I like to just take my string wax and give the threads on your mounting screws a nice coat, just because it keeps the threads in your riser just nice and clean and keep them from stripping. Okay, the next thing you want to do before you actually mount the sight to your riser, you're going to want to figure out which of these holes in the riser you want to mount to. Do you want your sight closer to your riser or further away? That's going to really be determined by your peep sight, where your peep sight is on your string, or what size peep sight you shoot. I shoot a medium-sized peep sight, so I usually like to keep my sight. I like to mount it in the middle, so I'll probably mount it on this second notch right here. So where you mount this thing on your riser doesn't really have anything to do with the size of your peep sight, but that's just always what I did. I just shoot a medium peep sight, so I go with the medium spot on the actual bracket to the sight. And then again, when we actually put our peep sight in, we might have to adjust this back and forth accordingly. It also depends on what you want to see when you look through your peep sight. Do you want to see the entire housing, or do you just want to look at one of these pins individually? So it is all personal preference. So like I said, I'm going to go with the second one. So I'm actually going to put both screws in first, and then I'm going to just screw them in just a little bit for each one, and just make it so my sight's not going to fall off there. And then I can go ahead and use my Allen wrench to tighten these down. When you move to your bottom one, make sure that this isn't all the way tight. You want to just get this nice and snug first. And then when this is nice and snug, you can go and tighten this one all the way, and then go ahead and tighten your bottom one. So get that snug, go ahead to the top one, give it an extra little tighten. Same thing with the bottom one, give that an extra little tight. And there you go. Putting your sight on your bow is that easy. So before we move on to second and third axis, we want to line our rest up with our sight. Now there is some tools you can buy to use this, but I just like to get close and then paper tune to do any minor or micro tuning. So the method I use, I'm just going to knock an arrow and put this drop away in its locking position. And then I'm going to basically look down the barrel, I guess you could say, or look down my strings, and then just kind of eyeball it. I want the center of this arrow just a tiny bit to the right of these pins. I don't remember where I heard that or heard to do that, but somewhere along the lines I heard that, and it seems to do pretty well. So you want your arrow just inside the pins right here. If you're left-handed, you want your arrow just to the left of your pins. So just by looking at it, I need to take my sight a little bit to the right. So the thing I like about this particular sight, it's all 100% toolless. adjusting. So what I need to do is I just got to break this bolt right here and get it loose. And then what I can do is I can just use this micro tuning adjustment. And like I said, we got to move this to the right. So it's probably near impossible to see it through the camera, but looking down it right now, I'm pretty dang close. Like I said, we're gonna paper tune and do like French tune and walkback tune to get these two functioning together perfectly. So second and third axis is kind of one of those things that you hear at a bow shop or at a 3D shoot or somewhere online, but you don't quite understand it. What second and third axis is the angle and the pitch of your sight. So second axis, you could your 20-yard pin could be either more far right or left of your 60-yard pin, because the naked eye is really not going to pick it up, but your pins are going to be about like that. And then your third axis is how your sight lines up when you're shooting at a steep angle, either high or low. Both those things, if you set them up right, it can be a game changer. Whether you've used second and third axis before or not, or whether you've been shooting a sight that doesn't have those adjustments on it, you are going to notice a difference, and it's going to make your hunting, your hunt, your 3D shoots, whatever your target shooting, it's going to make those a lot funner, because you're going to be shooting tight. You're going to be shooting the same groups at 20 and 30 yards, or whether you're shooting from a tree stand or up a hill, don't matter. You're going to be shooting the exact same. So for setting your second axis, in a perfect world, you would put your bow in a bow vise, get it lined up nice and level. Unfortunately, I don't have a bow vise, but what I do have is a bow stand that I use for 3D shoots, and a couple of Legos. Sounds stupid, but it works. Like I said, it's not stupid if it works. So as you can see, our string level is perfect, but looking at our sight level, it's a little bit to the left, so we're gonna have to adjust that. So the adjustment screws for your second axis are located right here and right here. We're just gonna pop those loose, and as you can see, I can move my sight ring up and down like that. So we're gonna wanna get this bubble level to the string level, and we're gonna tighten it down, and you've set your second axis. So as you can see, my string level's perfect and my sight level's perfect. So let's move to the third axis adjusting. So for adjusting for third axis, you're gonna need a riser level. Riser levels are pretty expensive, so I just took my string level, taped it right to my riser. Your riser is a flat surface, so it's gonna sit nice and flush against there. So to adjust for your third axis, what you're gonna do is you're gonna wanna draw back your bow, keeping your arm nice and straight, and then bending at the waist at a nice steep angle, or you can also go in the air with it. What you're looking for is you want to get that riser level set, and then you want to look at your sight and see if your bubble's either right or left. If it's off, then we're going to want to adjust. So I'm going to pull back and just go straight down at the waist, and I'm going to get that riser level nice and level. And then I'm going to look at my sight, and my bubble's off to the left just a little bit. So the third axis adjustment bolt is this one right here. So I'm going to pop that one loose. And then you can see that my sight moves back and forth like this. So how we do that, since my level was to the left, we want to move our sight away from us. If our level or our bubble was to the right, we want to move it closer to us. All right, so now that we've adjusted, we're going to draw back one more time and do the same thing over again. And looking right there, I'm nice and level, so I'm going to tighten down that bolt, and we've set our second and third axis. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Part 3 is in a link below. We're going to talk about D-loops, peep sights, kisser buttons, and string silencers. So go check that out. I also teach you how to sight in your bow. I don't use this particular sight. I pulled out one of my old 5 pins and taught you how to do it that way. That's also in the description below. Please go and enjoy those videos. If you like them, please like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. And guys, have a good day.